welcome to the episode. This is the third part, which I can't believe we thought this was going to be one episode. It ended up going across three episodes where we wanted to share some of the behaviors that we had around food in our eating disorders that were maybe like hidden or a bit shameful for us, that maybe even people wouldn't expect belonged in the experience of an eating disorder, and like the different experiences we both had with that, and then also how they've gotten better through our recovery. So did we need to challenge them? Did they just spontaneously, naturally get better, or some combination of the two? So yeah, we were hoping it would just feel kind of de-shaming for people, or maybe there's bits you can relate to, maybe behaviors you spot that you didn't realize you had, or that you didn't even know other people would have, that kind of thing. And then that hope that, oh, and it can get better too with better nourishment, yeah, nutritional rehabilitation, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, like I said, it's the third part. It's taken a lot longer to go through the list than we expected. But yeah, Saf, should we keep going with that list?
Yeah, let's get going. Yeah.
Okay.
So next section, bit of monitoring, comparison, kind of compensation type behaviors.
Mm.
Weighing yourself daily.
I
Um,
used to weigh myself daily. Did you?
yeah, absolutely. And record it and write it down.
Right.
Like sometimes with a little annotation.
Okay.
I put a word that came to mind.
What do you mean?
Um, I don't know, like
Like
if
what
I
your reflection on it? What like your
like it
reaction
just,
to it?
yeah, like because I found it like years later of like that little book
Okay.
where I used to write it down. It would be like the weight, and sometimes it'd be a yay, or sometimes it wouldn't be anything. And obviously that meant that I would have like, I don't
Okay.
know, not treated myself kindly that day at all. So yeah, but just the way it's just awful. Just like
Mm.
it just sets
I
the
hate
tone for the
it. That's
day.
it. Yeah, it literally your whole mood, routine, everything in the day is tied to
Yeah.
what you see that morning.
Yeah.
And
You're
you
like, and
read a
everyone,
lot into food and stuff as well. Like that
absolutely.
becomes everything becomes so tied to that number you've seen. Like how, yeah, how you think about food, what you think about what you had yesterday, what you're going to have today, your mood, your relationships, your routine for that day. Everything is so tied. It's so pivotal. It's like the center of your universe, isn't it? Like everything in your
Absolutely.
life then revolves around the number you see that morning.
Absolutely. And because you're doing it so often as well, you're just constantly reinforcing that. You're like, right, this is the most important part of my day. This is what dictates it. And I'm going to keep doing it. You're just acting on that wiring to like reinforce that. So it just is really hard to get out of that one. It's really,
Mm,
really tough. That I challenged.
I did too. I
That
completely
did not
smashed
go
it.
in time at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get rid of your
Um,
scales.
yes, got
So
rid of
did
the
I.
scales. And then when I started our therapy with Corrine, it was just like she would weigh me as
Yeah.
weekly, and I was like, right, I'm not doing this outside.
No.
And she told me as well, she's like, don't do it. And I was like, there's just
Yeah.
no point. What's the point? Because then it's just
Yeah.
going to cause more anxiety. If it's different to the home ones, to the in center, like it would just cause too much stress. Which one do I focus on?
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah.
100%. Same here.
Mm,
Yeah. And then I would be like so tempted to do it, but just
mm,
say to myself, like, I don't ultimately want to be doing this, or ultimately this is not helping me. I don't want my whole life to be tied to this number, so I have to stop. Even though the compulsion was there in
yes.
that moment to do it, it was huge. And I kind of
Mm,
didn't know that day, well, what do I feel now? What do I think? What do I do if I
totally
don't know?
right.
Like I was lost. I was like, there's
Mm,
nothing like tethering me now to earth that I don't know the number that I weigh today. And I'd
wow.
also get, I remember going into a shopping centre even and going to try and find home stores because we didn't have scales at home anymore. I threw them out. But then I was so wanting to know that I was looking for home stores that had a set of scales that I could weigh myself in the shop. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
just, like resisting those temptations, like, no, brain, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah,
Do you own
absolutely.
scales now? Do you have scales in your house?
No, 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 no,
No,
not
not
at
a
all.
way.
No. No, I'm just thinking about that story because I did the same with like going into like I don't know, it was like one of those health stores or something, where you get on scales, it tells you your weight, it tells you like every
Oh,
percentage
yeah.
of different things. But like I used to put so much importance on that, which I don't even think is even accurate. Like it's
Mm,
just a load of rubbish, isn't it? And
mm,
like that to dictate your mood, what you can eat, how you feel. It's just, it's not
mm,
really what matters. Like, we're not our bodies, we're so much more than that. But every time you get on a scale, you're trying to teach your brain that actually that's all that really matters. That's what your worth is.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, challenge that. Don't weigh myself. The only time I guess weighing started happening again was when I was pregnant. They'd weigh
Mm,
me. But yeah, it really didn't bother me, to be honest. I think by then I'd done so much work around, like, of course, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
My body's going to do what it's going to do in pregnancy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um,
On that, by the way, we could take,
yeah,
oh, we'll cover it in the pregnancy episode anyway. I'll just say it.
yeah,
Yeah. And in pregnancy, they give you like, oh, this is what you should be weighing, or yeah, I used to get so annoyed by that. And my body was always over it. And I'm like, how can you tell me what I should be weighing? Like, based on what? You've got a little chart of my body there. Like, how do you know anything about my body? And
yeah.
even my sister has just been to stay. She's pregnant at the moment. She's 20 weeks pregnant or something.
Oh,
Um,
congratulations.
and she's like, oh, I've already gained the amount of weight you're supposed to gain in your entire pregnancy.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know. And but yeah, and I was
Good,
like, good for you. Like, good
good,
for you. Just you
good.
can't control your body. It's just let
No.
it be, let it do its
Let
thing.
it be, let it be. And like, as well, we both had 3 pregnancies each, and our bodies have done different things in all of those pregnancies.
Yeah.
But mine has, like, my body, like, changed completely in all 3 of them in
Yeah.
different ways. Like, the same person has different. And we were going to do a whole episode on this, so don't, yeah, we will pause there. But absolutely, it's a hard time. So making split images of yourself, ill versus well.
Ah. Did you do this?
No.
Oh, I did. Right. It's a
I
great
compared to
episode.
photos, old photos, but I think I'm not as technical as you, hun.
Yeah.
Like to put side by side.
Yes. I mean, this was like 10 years ago. I'm sure there's all sorts of things you can do now. But
Yeah, I can imagine.
yeah, I did used to do a lot of like comparisons. Um, yeah. And I mean, now obviously I have no desire to do that at all.
No.
But I think I did need to stop myself doing it as well because it was an unhelpful thing to be doing. And then I know we've both spoken about like the lens that you see your body through changes as well. So how I would have
Mhm.
seen those split photos at the point in time when I made them would be completely different to how I'd see them now. Like now I'd see like
Yes.
the life in the photo, like how happy I am, how full my life is, how connected I am to people, how much fun I'm having at that time in my life, you know. And I'd see one and be like sad, the ill picture of me, I'd feel sad. And then the well picture of me, I'd be like, I'm so grateful that I'm able to live a full life. But
Absolutely.
before, I would honestly feel like disgust looking at body pictures, like really repulsed. There's
Hmm.
feelings I don't even feel at all now. But now I do, seeing like pictures when I wasn't well, I feel so sad about what my life was like.
It's like I see my eyes. I'm just like, there is so much sadness in there. And I know what is th you're thinking in your head. Like, it's almost like I could go back into that picture and remember like what you were worrying about, that food that was going to come later on that day, or,
Yeah.
you know, those kind of memories stick out. So they're so strong still. Those things I sort of remember. Like, I feel like I'm absorbed back into those
Yeah.
photos. And I really struggle to have them. Like, my mom had one up in her house, and I actually asked her to take it down. Not because in any way I ever wanted to look like that again, but literally just it made me feel so sad to look at. Like, it
Yeah.
just took me back to that
For the
moment,
life.
to the life that I had. It just was a bad reminder.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I think we've probably trained ourselves a bit along the way to focus
Yeah.
more on life, right? Like you try and actively draw your lens onto like, no, what do I want life to look like? How do I want to show up in the world? How do I want to remember my life? How do I want to be remembered? What are my values?
Yeah.
Like, you actively try and train yourself to think about that a bit more. But then I do think it just changes automatically or
Mm.
naturally a bit as well. Like as your life becomes fuller and you're spending less time controlling your food, weighing yourself, focusing on your weight, whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Like, a photo for me, I can easily go back to the memories of exactly what I was thinking around food and body. Like, that I can't remember the conversations I had or the
Mm.
people I connected with, anything really, but I just remember like any compensating I did that day, anything I was worried about eating, and all of
Mm.
that kind of stuff. Like, that comes like back with a photo.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just see your life so differently, don't you? You
Yeah,
see,
definitely. Yeah. But I
yeah.
know as my recovery was going, I could look back at earlier photos with such rose-tinted glasses and be like, oh, I
Mm,
was so
true,
happy then. I would be so happy now if I was like that again. Or
true.
look how well I was doing. I don't know. It's so weird. Like now I don't look like on it like that at all. But there were
Yeah,
periods where I definitely
that's
had
true.
that
That's very true.
rose-tinted. I think with that as well, just like training your brain or expanding your lens on that, like a
Mm,
saying I say with clients is like complete the picture on it because
mm,
it's not just that two-dimensional picture that you're looking at. Like, what was your morning like that day? What was your afternoon like? Who are
mm.
you with? Are you connected with them? Are you having fun? Like,
Mm,
what are you remembering? What happened that day? What happened that week in life? How are you feeling? What's your mood like? What's your body temperature like? What's your sleep like? What's your relationship to food? What's your relationship to the time?
to other people,
Yeah.
so many things. You are so much more than just how
Yeah.
your body looks. If it fits in with society's idea of what a body should look like, are you happy? Are you
Mm,
present?
yeah.
Yeah. So that was an active challenge one.
Mm.
Feeling happy about eating less than others. I used to get this. Did you get this? A
Yes.
little bit.
Yeah.
I really did. Like if somebody ate more than me, or if somebody ate, and I think this was part of the orthorexia, somebody ate something that um like I deemed unhealthy, I
Mm.
used to feel a bit of a quick win of the fact that I hadn't eaten that food.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rubbish one to say, isn't it? But it's true. It is true. So like I would sometimes even like offer food to
Hmm.
people that didn't go with my orthorexic rules because I don't know, just made me feel
You
a bit
felt
bad.
bad.
I
Yeah.
wasn't having it.
And did you have certain people that you focused on more with that?
Yeah,
If
like
that makes sense.
I guess people around me, people
Yeah.
that were closest to me that I would compare food with,
Yeah.
really. Like, yeah,
Sometimes they people can have like a particular friend that they really want that friend to be doing something, or like a
yeah.
sister or a mum or a cousin.
Mm.
But you could have like five female cousins, but there's one in particular that you're like, I
That's very
really
common.
want that person to be
Yeah, it's very common. I don't have that. I don't think one person, but I know from my clients, like they either really compare their food to
safe.
one particular person or they need
Yeah.
their food to be the same or less than that person.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very, very common.
Yeah.
Often with mums, like you say,
I
mum,
know I've
this,
said it in female there. I've just realized I've said that. But yeah, the people I do know that have done it with mums or with daughters,
yeah,
sister,
yeah,
cousin, friends, the
yeah.
stories I've
Mm,
heard. But
mm.
yeah. But then having said that, even I feel like with my dad, I wanted him to eat in a certain way. I did have certain people that I kind of wanted to eat. I wanted to see them eating a certain thing, and it was different for different people as well. So it's just, I don't know, bizarre.
It's so bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just another way to hopefully make you feel a bit better, less guilty about what you've had. That if somebody's had more than you or something that you don't think is okay, then yeah, it's a bit of a quick win. It's a bit
Mm,
of
mm,
releases that guilt a little bit.
mm. And did you challenge it?
Um, I mean, yeah, I stopped offering them the food, but also it just naturally went, to be
Mm,
honest, that one. I just became less interested in what other people were having. I wasn't comparing anymore.
yeah.
So that was, yeah, definitely one that just went. I think as I started to like widen the foods that I was eating again, like why would I want somebody to eat something that I thought was okay now? Like I don't like I'm not getting
Yes.
any quick win out of it.
Yeah.
And then I would challenge the idea that if somebody had less than me, I would challenge that in my brain of like, no, this is okay. You can have that. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't want to be tied to what somebody else is having. There's probably somebody else in the world that's having what you're having or more. Like, you're just comparing to that one person in front of you. You don't know what they've had the day before, after. It doesn't matter what they have either. Like, you're
Yeah.
your own
Are they
person.
in
The only
recovery from a
ones.
restrictive eating disorder?
No. And that served me so well because even now, I would never like personally miss a meal or a snack. Like, it's just like part of keeping myself well.
Yeah.
And so, imagine if you didn't overcome that. It'd just be
Yeah.
like a
Oh,
hard
you'd be
world
triggered
forever,
everywhere.
all
Yeah.
the time,
Yeah.
constantly. There's always somebody to trigger you with that one.
Yes,
So,
definitely. I would say I'm regularly the person that's eating the most or is eating when other people aren't. Or like if you're out with friends, the one that orders properly versus there could be someone ordering something on the side or
so
they're going to skip this or they're okay to have this because they've done something else. Like not always, but I definitely have heard comments like that
yeah,
around me still now. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's not
I know.
funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like the opposite of that now. And yeah, but it is so common and it's so hard, isn't it, when people around you are speaking that way or
Mm,
you're just like
yeah.
shield up,
Yeah, and
start.
we've spoken about it in the community of like doing an internal eye roll, like that you can, you know, just think to yourself like, ugh, whatever,
Yeah,
not for me, or having your glass dome around yourself, like let it bounce off other people, let them do their thing. But,
yeah,
you know, it's not right for you. Different bodies, different paths.
yeah.
Again, let them. They've not got the same genetics as you, the same brain wiring, the same path in life, the same history, health legacy. And maybe it's not good for them, maybe it is good for them, whatever. It's never going to change the fact it's not good for you, kind
Yeah,
of thing. It doesn't
absolutely.
serve you. That's all you've ever got is what, your own body and your own lane.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We'll be back to the episode in about 30 seconds, but first we want to invite you to our Rewired in Action community. If this podcast helps, but you'd like more support, practical tools, and answers to your questions from us, we'd really love for you to join.
We created this community because we kept hearing from listeners that it's so hard to hold on to motivation. Even when you really want to recover and you're sick of living in Groundhog Day, it's so hard to make that change in the moment. We know exactly what that feels like, and that's why we made this community for you, the one we wish we had in our own recovery to help you break the eating disorder cycles that are keeping you stuck.
We meet twice a week on Sundays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Dubai time, and all the sessions are recorded so you can catch up if you need to. That means that no matter what your time zone, you can still join, and in fact, lots of our participants rewatch the sessions a few times during their week.
It's anonymous and listen only. We know how important it is to have a safe space without comparison or triggering details. Our members span 5 decades of life at many different stages of recovery, so whatever your age or stage, we'd love to have you.
It's not a replacement for therapy or treatment,
but it is consistent, practical, compassionate support that really helps people make meaningful change in their recovery.
You'll find all the details in the show notes, and we would love to support you.
All right, now back to the episode. Compensating before an event.
Mm-hmm.
Massive.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely found this difficult. But yeah, feeling like you need to create like buffers for things or manage things after that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
didn't really like doing it overall, like made the whole week or whole
Very
time.
stressful.
Yeah, very stressful. Yeah.
Not spontaneous. You can
No.
never be spontaneous, actually. If you always need a buffer, how can you ever be like, yeah, I'll join in. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
have that.
True. Yeah. Didn't feel authentic as well. I didn't want to be using behaviors to show up in a certain way. I kind of wanted to be a relaxed person naturally
Mhm.
or an able to join in person naturally. I didn't want, yeah, to have to kind of fake it or do behind the scenes action to be able to show up in a certain way.
Challenged intentionally.
Challenge intentionally all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah, in
Yeah.
lots of different
That's so hard.
contexts, a holiday, a Christmas coming up, a
Yeah.
birthday, a work lunch, work dinner, whatever. Yeah, repeatedly challenged. Even just like going out with Bren at the weekend, knowing
Mm.
something was coming up and being like, I'm intentionally following my meal plan and not making any changes, knowing this is happening in the future or knowing this happened yesterday. Kind of
Mm.
separating events as well. Like, I don't want something that's happening on Saturday to be tied to something that's happening today, Thursday.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even like, I don't want breakfast to be tied to lunch, or if I'm going out for dinner tonight, I don't want that to be tied to a snack that I have before. Like, what
Mm.
do I have for breakfast based on what takeaway we're getting later tonight? I didn't want to tie my day in that way. I wanted to kind of like eat, leave it, and move on, and it to be a
Yeah.
separate,
Same.
yeah, separate thing to other meals and snacks around it. So kind of like cutting ties in that way, drawing a line, separating things, like even having sayings like that in my head helped.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just wanted to be more present and be able to be more flexible and that if you were having something different for dinner, maybe they didn't have what you were planning in the shops and you picked up something else or you guys decided to order in or whatever it is, that you could just say yes. Like it didn't mean that what you'd eaten earlier in the day would have impacted what you were having then. So it just gives you a lot of freedom, doesn't it? But yeah, same as you. I definitely had to challenge that one.
Yeah.
Eating in private or eating in public. I really struggle to eat in public, like in front of other people.
Okay.
Um, and I think sometimes people struggle to eat in private because sometimes they feel like, I
People
don't know,
haven't
feel
seen.
secretive.
Or no, even so I was this person, and my reason would have been that it felt like a waste that someone hadn't seen that I would like I wanted to showcase eating and like look
Got
well,
you.
I'm eating
Yeah.
so well, I don't have a problem, look how much I'm
Yeah.
eating. So then if I ate on my own it felt like a waste that I couldn't
Yes.
store that up for someone else to have seen it so they didn't have to worry or
Makes
something.
sense.
So like performative eating or something, I can't remember what you call it, but
Yeah,
I
that makes a
definitely
lot
had a bit
of
of
sense.
that.
Yeah.
But also I do remember like sitting in the toilet at work eating my lunch.
So it happens like at different points at different times. That's the thing, like
Yeah.
same as you. Like my friends would be like, come down to the staff room. I'm like, no.
Right.
I'd always eat by myself. And then if somebody came into my room whilst I was eating, it would be like, oh my God, now I can't eat. And that, yeah, it was really, really tough for me. I don't know why. Maybe it's like your particular time. You're like,
Like
again, you've got it
sacred.
on such a pedestal. Yeah, it's just a sacred moment. Um, yeah. And sometimes I think you can even be conscious about the way that you eat.
Mm,
Like it just, yeah, there's just like a lot of focus on food, isn't it?
yeah. Did you challenge it?
Yes,
Me too.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I mean, it obviously got better in time the more and more I did. But yeah, it was definitely something I had to challenge. I felt so uncomfortable doing it initially. I was worried like, was I eating too fast? Was I eating too slow? Was I, yeah, like, how do you do this? Are you
Mm,
meant to like talk and eat? And like, how
yeah.
is that? Because it had been so long. Like, I
Yeah.
just, yeah,
And it can take a bit of the focus away from your food as well. Sometimes it's a bit like, stop talking to me. I'm trying to direct all my attention to my
yeah.
lunch, you know.
And at work, I used to eat my lunch at my desk. So, like, it was also, I think, part of like productivity that I
Productivity.
was like, right, I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to eat whilst I'm working, like, just to get through some more stuff. So, I think, yeah, that was a big thing of like, no, you
Mm,
take a break, connect with people. Like, that is also valuable too.
mm, yeah. I think in reverse or in reverse, the flip of that, I'd had to change it, the being able to eat on my own,
Mm,
knowing no one's seeing it, but I'm choosing to do it for me.
yeah.
And certainly if there were nights, like if Bren was playing football and he was out, and then I'd have to have dinner, obviously,
Yes.
cook for myself, that it did feel harder those nights than the nights when he was there. Because also it felt like more justified if he was there. I felt like I had permission because he was there. We were enjoying it together. It just made the whole experience feel a bit more allowed. But when it was
Yes.
just me, it was like, well, what's justifying this? Or also the
Yeah.
thoughts, the eating disorder thoughts of things like, oh, we'll use everything up in the fridge and, save money. Don't buy yourself something new. You could just have the leftovers of that. Oh, there's not quite enough. Well, don't worry, you can mix it with, and then like you were saying in the last one, then you end up with a plate of different meals because you're trying to be savvy and use it up. And I felt like my thoughts turned up on stuff like that.
Yes, completely.
Um, yeah, but then I kind of would say to myself, like, I want to be a person that can cook myself a proper dinner
Yeah.
when someone's not here.
Yeah. I feel satisfied afterwards. And like
Mm.
at the end of it, feel like, no, I did actually have a proper dinner. Like, and I'm deserving of that. Not just because
Yeah.
somebody else is here, do I deserve it? I deserve it, even if it's just me.
Yeah, definitely. And I was very envious of Bren. Like if I was out, he would have a beer, sit on the sofa, get a takeaway, get a tub of Ben and
Mm.
Jerry's. I kind of watched that and I really had a picture in my head of like, I really want a night in on my own with a glass of wine, a takeaway, watching Gogglebox, First Dates, one of my great shows, chocolate, Ben and Jerry's, whatever. Just like
So nice.
I've spent money on myself, I've treated myself, I've got nice things, I've lit a candle, again, like the using stuff. I'm not
Lovely.
spending the time that I need to get stuff off my to-do list and I need to be productive and I need
Mm.
to save and I need to maximize and, not waste and da da da.
Completely. Yeah. It's so freeing to be able to do that. It's such a nice thing to be able to do. Same with like, yeah, like even like getting lunch from outside, before I always used to feel like I had to like make it at home and I had to, yeah, use like the minimum amount of ingredients and not treat myself to too much of the nice ones and all of that kind of stuff. So it's all kind of like linked, isn't it? As that feeling of like needing to have
Yeah.
the bare minimum to get by.
Yeah.
Um,
Bare minimum life as well.
bare minimum, that's what it equals, right?
Yeah.
Eating at night. This is actually something we've been speaking on the community about quite a bit, haven't we? People have been talking about this as something that they've been wondering around. So like people have said that, they eat more in the evenings. It feels like more their time that they can save in calories till later on in the day. It's time they can relax, unwind. Foods are allowed that are not allowed at other points in the day.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
have any of that kind of?
Well, I get it. I think
Yeah.
because I had a meal plan, which had times
Yes.
around it and stuff, it probably, I didn't experience it as much as, I don't know, maybe I would have experienced it. I'm not sure. But I did have that kind of meal plan and structure in place, which probably like
Mm.
negated it a little bit,
Negate it.
muted it a little
Mm.
bit. But I do get it, the like wanting that like undivided time and the day is over and I can sit and just enjoy it, not be disturbed, have the perfect conditions, that kind of thing. And I know I've heard a lot of people say as well about worrying that they'll get hungry later in the day. So if they eat more earlier, what happens if you then get hungry and then you don't have, like you've already had the food earlier in the day, that kind of thing. So I've heard
Yes,
people
I've
say
heard
that
that.
as well.
Yeah.
I mean, did you experience it yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think I allowed myself greater quantities of food in the evening. Like just generally like dinners were bigger than like breakfast or lunch. So I guess so. But yeah, as I started to allow myself to have more through the day, that just sort of naturally went.
Okay.
And I think that what I notice from clients is that they say that actually eating at night just takes up so much time. It takes so much of their evening.
Mm.
And like, imagine that lack of energy you're getting through the day because you're
Yeah,
saving things
yeah.
for later.
Yeah, and it
So
makes food so prized. Like you're sat waiting, you're living your day waiting for the moment of eating. I mean, obviously people are eating in the day, but like you're like looking forward to this time in the evening when you can create your perfect conditions or whatever it is and sit down to this larger
yeah,
amount of food at night.
I just didn't want food to be on my pedestal anymore. I think that was the biggest
Yeah.
thing with recovering was like I just didn't want it to be the center of my universe
Yes.
anymore. And so it's like pushing your food to later at night definitely does that. You're kind of like almost wishing the day away until you
Yeah.
get to eat.
Yeah.
And I was just sick of wishing my life away,
Yeah.
basically.
Um,
Wishing a day away
yeah.
turns into wishing a week away,
Yeah.
months, years.
And centering the time around food. And also it knocks you off schedule maybe from people around you as well.
Yeah.
If like to go out for lunch with people or stop for a coffee and a cake or what have you, if you're eating at such different times to people around you, it can be harder to join in with people.
And if something gets in the way of that eating in the evening or the time, your dinner time or whatever, like it would just stress me out so much. It really,
Mm.
really would stress me out. So yeah, it just takes a lot of stress off your mind not to have to do that. And obviously, like I said, more energy in the day, be able to actually eat in the day and be focused, be present.
Mm. Yeah. So do you feel like having the meal plan in place then and actively increasing
Adequacy.
portions, yeah,
Yeah.
adequacy, working on regularity and adequacy throughout the day?
Yeah, you just didn't, and I didn't say to myself, right, I'm going to take away eating at night.
Yes.
No, I started with like just eating more in the through the day and seeing what happened, and then naturally
Yes.
things redistributed a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes I do eat more at night
Yeah.
still. Like
Yeah.
it's not
Same.
like as a hard and fast rule or whatever, like, but it's just what I feel like. It's not like a prize time. And I haven't not eaten through the day because of that. It's just like what I fancy, or maybe we've got a takeout, it's really nice,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. Like it's just not a prized time
Yeah.
for eating.
Yeah.
Mm. So that kind of takes us to the end of the list. However, there are many more. There are many, many more. And I know some of my clients who heard the first episode are like, oh gosh, yeah, that made me think about this behavior and that behavior. So there are so many. But hopefully the point of this podcast was to make you realize like eating disorders show up in so many ways. They are not just the diagnostic criteria. It's in so many ways. And just to take that shame away and just remembering that if you are experiencing it, it's not because of anything about you, it's just your body's reaction to being under its set point.
Yeah. That actually, you saying that, I found that very helpful thinking if you put any human body through what my body had been put through, they would respond not necessarily exactly the same as me to food, but they would not have a balanced, easy, relaxed relationship to food, to their
No,
body either. Like
of
look at the
course.
Minnesota starvation experiment. They artificially, like they forced people through starvation and they displayed things like hoarding cookbooks, keeping
Mm,
food and like cutting food up, spending more time on food, adding extra seasoning to food, not wanting to be disturbed during food, around food being more irritable, not as
hmm.
connected to people, like all of the, not all of the, but a lot of the things you experience with an eating disorder
Yeah,
is a product
yeah.
of.
Yeah, I found that really helpful actually reading that study and realizing like just normal people put under those conditions would go that way. So yeah, take you're not alone.
Yeah, and it can change as well. Like equally, this
Yeah.
group of people nutritionally rehabilitated,
Yeah.
re-nourished, given safety around food again, access to food, they did heal. Same with
Cool.
us.
Stay
Once
with us.
food is allowed, the taste of it, it's not got conditions and rules attached to it. You can forget about food. Like I find food in the cupboard that's gone off, and I'm like, I didn't even know that was there. That
Yeah.
to me, still, when I have that experience, I'm like, wow,
Wow. Yeah, like you
just
didn't
thought
even
I'd be able to
realize it
do
was
that.
there in the back of the cupboard, at the back of the
Yeah,
freezer.
I don't have an
Yeah.
inventory of what's in the kitchen,
Yeah. No,
which I
no.
used to know exactly. And if someone ate a certain bit of something, that's my bit of whatever that was
Yeah,
planned for
yeah, yeah,
today, and
yeah,
now
yeah.
it's gone.
Can you imagine? Now it's like food hardly stays there for a second, does it? When you've got kids, it's like, oh, okay, gone. Who took that? When
Oh,
did that even happen? Yeah, no, exactly. It's very freeing not to have to hold on to that anymore. And yeah, there's definitely hope.
yes.
Let us know if this resonated with you, if it helped in any way. Hope it was helpful. If any of it was unhelpful, please let go of those bits. Don't allow them to stay with you.
Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely true. Yeah, I guess in anything you listen to as well, like take the bits that work and leave the bits that don't feel helpful to you because it is difficult with eating disorders as well. People have different profiles, different things which are triggering that they struggle with. Even like we've both said, you had eating in privacy, I had eating with people, like neither's
yeah,
right or wrong. It's just
no,
how we responded, how our bodies responded.
exactly. Yeah, absolutely.